We're now going to make our game a bit more interesting, so let's just put this back to the start. Now, one of the things here is I'm always going the same direction, so once I've played the game a couple of times, that's it, I've done it. It's kind of boring. So first thing I'm going to do is with my rock sprite, I'm going to take this and I'm going to make it smaller, about half the size. So I'm going to delete the 100 and type in 50. Much smaller rock now in here. There's no code attached to the rock at the moment. And we are going to add... so we want an event to happen for this to trigger off. So the same thing, the green flag is clicked. When that happens, I want to control, I want something to happen. I'm going to leave repeat 10 times. You'll see what happens. You can make it easier or harder by changing this number in here. Actually, I'll just put this as a 5 at the moment. And I want it to, this one here, create a clone of myself. So 5 times. It's going to create clones of itself. But where are they going to go? So I'm going to go into motion, and I just want this to go to a random position. So let's just give that a go. Like I said, each time you add a bit of code, don't be in a rush to get everything done in one go. Add a bit, check it works. There we go. That now adds. So now I've got a bit of a maze to get around. Okay, but the ball always appears in the same position. So this time I'm going to go into the ball and I've got hide. I'm also going to put go to a random position. That's got to be above the loop, otherwise it's forever going to be going for a random position. It'll just be permanently moving around quicker than you can actually see it move. So we'll just here to flicker around. And I could also, on the base, go control, events, when clicked, motion, go to a random position. Now there's going to be a few problems here because the rocks might appear, we might end up with an impossible game. We'll come to how we can get around that later on, but for now let's just see if that's worked. So I'm going to start the game, let's put 5 rocks up, this one's quite easy, off I go, and up to the base. Excellent. Okay, so I'm going to stop that there. Let's just try that a few times. Now remember, that's it. I'm going to get that back down. Okay, so that's now made it a bit harder. Remember, I can make it harder still by the amount of things I put in here. We could put a variable in here. So for example, you could ask the question, how hard do you want it to be, and replace this block by creating yourself a variable that drops in there. It could introduce a new rock each level. We'll come on to how to do that in a moment. But for now, let's just have a look at what we've done. So we have a sample that will appear in a random position every time the green flag is clicked. We have a base that will appear in a random position every time the green flag is clicked. And a rock that will clone itself 10 times. And each one of those will go in a random position. And our main code in our sprite, so our sprite's always going to start in the same location. We created a variable called the sample. We had a repeat loop that will keep going, and 3 different outcomes for the game. Now, remember, we're basing this around building ourselves a Mars rover. One of the problems would be with remote control is actually that wouldn't work on Mars. So in the next set of videos, we're going to look as well at how you can actually write an algorithm for the Mars rover to just move around and complete the game without you touching anything. But for now, enjoy playing the game.